Hello everybody, and welcome to this stream of a game that I was really excited to see released this week. It is called Airport Hero Haneda. Now this game has been out in Japan for a while now. It is a super niche game in a super niche series, so I wasn't expecting to see it get an English release, but it has. It was one of those surprise drops this week, along with Metroid and all the other things, and while so many people were busy playing Metroid, I was sitting here getting excited about this game where you get to manage an airport. So for people who haven't played an Airport Hero game or similar before, basically you do play as an air traffic controller. So your job is to make sure that the planes take off and land, and can do so without running out of fuel and crashing, without crashing into one another, and doing so on a efficient schedule so that no planes are delayed and people are not unhappy. It is not easy to do. There is a lot of balls in the air that you're constantly juggling, and it is a very good indication that I would not be a very good air traffic controller in real life. I don't handle the stress so well, I guess, but it is based on a real airport. Haneda is the major airport in Tokyo itself. And it is a series that is quite well loved in Japan, because who doesn't love air flights and airports and stuff? That's really the appeal of it. So that is what we're going to stream today. Now, there is DLC for this. It's not much. There's a free DLC package which gives you additional stages, and then I think it's an aesthetic one as well, which I haven't paid for, but you can. The base game itself has more than enough, as far as I know. Operation is the main mode, which we'll jump into. Now, as you can see here, I have done the 2 tutorial stages. Those are just introducing you how to help a plane take off and how to control a plane as it lands. So I'm up to the first proper stage now. So this is the first proper mission as such, and I have no idea how I'm going to go with this, but I will try my best. So you've got those are just the options. So we want to begin the stage, and this is the first time I'll have to manage more than one plane at a time, so I really don't know how I'll go with this. I have played the Airport Hero games in the past and done okay at them, but yeah, I don't know how I'll handle the interface and the features and whatever of this one. So anyway, here we go. There's the airport. Ready, land 2 aircrafts on runway 34L. That's the bonus challenge that I need to try to achieve if I can. So here we go. We've already got one plane here, which is there ready, waiting for departure, and one plane here, which is on its way, on its approach for landing. As you can see, it's quite pretty. Like, it's okay. So there we go. We give this plane approval for departure. There's a lot of communication that happens in here, and unfortunately, because of the setup that I do for my stream, I actually have to play with sound off. So I need to select. Now, we wanted to land the planes on 34L for the bonus, so we'll do that. Yeah, there's a lot of communication that happens that I'm not actually able to pay attention to as I do this stream, so I don't know how I'm going to go with that. It affects the timing while the air traffic controller is talking to the pilot and stuff. That's all the text that you see kind of scrolling at the bottom there. That's all important information in terms of the simulation of the experience, but really all it does is mess with your timing in terms of what you can do. So there we go. Now I can select the runway it can take off on. 16L seems good because that is not the airline. You get to select the taxi route. I'll select that one. That is not the runway that the in-air plane will land at. Those are not real airlines. Nippon Aviation is kind of a riff. It's designed to be... You're meant to associate with ANA, which is a real airline. They use a very similar aesthetic, logo style and name, obviously. Whereas this one is... Can't even read it. can't see it on the screen there. It's another airline. But yeah, the planes are pretty. The thing about this game is it actually looks really nice. Like, I know it's simple, especially the backgrounds and stuff seem very simplistic, but the design of the planes is really gorgeous. And I love airports. I love travel. I don't actually like being in the air. I'm never quite comfortable while on a plane, but maintain course. I'm never quite comfortable when I'm actually on a plane, but I do love the experience of going to the airport, you know, having a meal there, going through the ticket process, sitting down waiting for your flight, and I obviously love the destination that you end up at, because it usually means holiday, and that's a good thing. So I'm really familiar with Tokyo Airport as well. I use it all the time. It's the one that I generally end up at when I fly to Japan on the airlines that I use, so that's a nice thing as well. So that plane is taxiing out. It takes time. I can't do anything to hurry it up, of course. And I know it seems like it's all a bit slow at the moment, but when you think about it, when it picks up and you've got multiple planes in the air, this is the easiest level of all. When you've got multiple planes in the air and you're trying to manage multiple pathways into the airport and stuff, it's going to get busy. I give them approval to taxi on out. See how this plane's going. You can see the other plane there, it's on the ground. One of the things you obviously want to make sure, maintain speed. One of the things you absolutely want to make sure is that a plane doesn't crash into another plane while one's taking off and one's landing. That is taxiing along, that's good. Mind you, you don't actually see it crash. I should say that, because I know that whole idea would give people anxiety. The game actually says it's a near miss. It's a game over if your planes get too close to one another. So, for example, if one would crash into another while taking off and landing, it does actually say you do get the game over, but the game calls it a near miss, and you don't actually see anything. You don't see the exploding balls of fire or anything like that. So it's not a game that's designed to trigger people as such. You can turn all of that off and just enjoy the scenery if you want. Look at that, how pretty. Take a photo, screenshot. And again, I must say that this game is wildly popular in Japan. Hugely, hugely popular, this series. It's one of those things that's kind of, it's very niche to most people, but it has its appeal. Just like you have train simulators, for example, which are wildly popular again in Japan in particular, but also in other places of the world. There's definitely an audience for train driving sims and stuff, and flight sims, where you actually fly the plane. You don't get to fly the plane in this one, you just get to manage them. But yeah, I like that these things are all... Oh look, we've got another plane here. So another... that's preparing to take off at the moment. It hasn't actually taken off yet. And we can see the other one taxiing along there. Take a screenshot. That's a nice screenshot. That's a much bigger plane. So the green one there must be a domestic flight or something, and this is another international flight. And you can see at the top there, there's a score. You want to try and keep things going as efficiently as possible so you get the maximum points, and try to... You need to get a minimum of 10,000 points to clear by 12:45 on the clock there. And if you're not efficient, then you don't get as many points. If you don't give the commands, if a plane is stuck on the runway for too long, if you need to divert. So I can hand that off now. So he's ready to take off now. You got the little radar at the top right there, which you need to use to keep an eye on things. So he's coming in on the landing path there. He's about to take off. I give him approval to take off. And still waiting for this one to load its people on. So you do need to start working quite a bit, actually. It doesn't take long for the game to start picking up. So there, over there is the other planes. So he's coming in for his approach now. Oh, there we go. I give that plane departure approval. So I'm in time. Oh, look, you can see in the background there, the green plane's about to take off. And of course, in the higher difficulty levels, again, this is the very easiest level. On the higher difficulty levels, you'll have to use the runways for both takeoffs and landings and manage multiple planes in the air and flight routes and all those kinds of things. It will get very complex. And that's what obviously you want. So we'll just watch him take off. There's the other plane there coming in to land. Just a little blip. So it doesn't look like these planes are going to crash. Thank goodness. Tower handoff, so he's now approved for landing. He's approved for landing. So really what you're doing here is just running through a series of processes and menus and stuff. But that is, this is a job at simulating, and that's what the actual people would be doing. We'll give him the same runway and the same route. I want to see this plane take off. Off he goes. So he's away. Now, hopefully, they don't crash into one another. I really don't want to have a near miss on my very first attempt here. And departure handoff. So he's now out of my control completely. I have finished his job. That plane. And then this one's coming in. And there's one in the air there. I don't think they're going to crash. No, there's no way they'll crash. And I give that one landing approval. So off they go on their various trips. Oh, we've got another plane coming in. All the way over here. Southeastern Airlines. So I'm going to have that one land on the same runway, because it's got a while to come in anyway. And that was the bonus mission, remember? That was what we wanted to do. So I'm going to have them both come in. Oh, we've got this one is... I don't know what that was, to be honest. I don't know what command I just gave that plane. I thought that it was actually out of my control already, because it was in the air. I don't know. So this plane is coming in to land. He will land on that nice runway 34, and that one is not that far behind. So you can see there that GDS 161, that's the green one, I think. He's about to land. He's on his way out. And NPA 84 is the currently landing plane. 30 minutes remaining in my mission today. Oh, okay, so taxiing approval. So he's got approval now to head on out to the runway and get going. I hope you're getting the sense from watching this that this is can become a very complex game to manage once you've got like 6 planes either side and they're all trying to land at the same time. Actually managing all of that will be an interesting challenge. Now he should be well and truly on the way out. Yeah, he's gone. He's flying. See, that's not the prettiest background there. The effort is definitely put into the planes as far as the graphics go. He can maintain his course. Yes. Where's this one? How close is it? Oh, it's coming in to land. We get to watch it land. How nice is that? Perfect timing to switch over there. Safe landing. So I want to get him off the platform as quickly as possible the runway, sorry, as quickly as possible to free it up for the next one. There we go. That path will get him off the runway quickly. So I will maintain the speed of that one. Yeah, no risk of running into each other now. Well and truly out of the way of each other. We've got a third plane that is about to depart. Oh, that's a colourful one. Is that... I need to select where I can use... Let's use 54 and we'll taxi in the quickest way possible. So he can taxi his way into the airport terminal. That's Malaysia Air inspired, I think. That symbol there, or Cathay Pacific. The logo is reminding me of something. So that plane there is nearly ready to take off. While it is a lot of management and you're kind of flicking through menus constantly and giving commands, and it will become stressful in the sense that you'll have to juggle a lot of things in the air at once. There is a kind of Zen-like appeal to these games as well, really, that it is nice just to watch planes kind of taxiing around and all that. So, tower handoff. There's the other landed plane there. It's just nice to watch the airport in action, just the movement of things around. There is a Zen appeal to it, I think. Tower handoff, so that one is now cleared for landing. He's going to zip on in and drop down, and that'll clear the bonus challenge that I had. And he's taxiing away, so he's not going to be a problem anymore. This one's not quite ready to go yet. Oh, just as I say that, the people are loaded and the baggage is in the basement? Baggage, whatever you call it. Where the baggage goes, it's all been loaded onto the plane and that is ready to go now. So I've given that one approval as well. I wonder though, because the other planes are taxiing in that way, I've got to pick a different direction, I think, to let that plane take off. Take off approval. Off you go, mate. That's the first plane that took off there. He's now well and truly out of the way, of course. I'm about to give this one landing approval. So he's coming in good and neat. Okay, so this one I need to select the runway. Which runway do we want to use? I think we want to use that one. Yes, we do want to use that one. And use that route to get there. But that does mean that that pathway is going to be the same potential pathway as the one that's coming into land now. So I might need to manage the time there a little bit. He's taxiing out now, which is fine. You just pause a little bit. One of them just has to sit and wait for a second or two. Now this one should be taking off. No, that one's landing. Where's the takeoff one? There he is. Off he goes. You can't see it, but it looks like he's getting a lot of speed. It looks like it's moving quite slowly, but there we go. Alright, so outside operational area. So now that one is definitely out of my hands. It's gone. It's disappeared off. And that one's on the way. He's about to take off. And he has just landed. Alright, now we're going to select the pathway. Let's go there. Now, if I'm right, I'll go back to that one. I think Where's the pink plane? Where's that other plane that's about to take off? Alright, so I need to select... I'll send that one to... gate, that one there. And let them taxi in that way. He's got taxi in approval. Hopefully there's no crash here. I've lost perspective a little bit here. So I've got the rank. I've hit the clear note. As you can see there. I've got rank C at the moment. I gave him taxi in approval.
Inter Air 75, taxi to runway 16 left. Taxi to runway 16 left, Inter Air 75.
So there we go. He's about to go and... Oh, we've got another plane coming in now. Japan Skylink. And he's away. Nice and in the air. Okay, so where will we land him? I think now that we've finished the... what I want to do, I think, is land him on 22. So you've got 4 different runways you can land your planes on. Now, I don't know if this is actually... this all takes place in real time. I guess I'll find out soon enough. But, I'll check if it's taken kind of 45 minutes to play, because that's how long this mission was, 45 minutes. If it does run in real time, that wouldn't surprise me necessarily. But, yeah, I don't know if it is an actual kind of real-time game. Which one is that? JSL 453. That's the one coming into land. So, yeah. So that one's landed safely. We've got another one being loaded up with people now. That one's on its way to take off. He's got a long way to taxi, actually. And that one is gone skis. That one's about to finish, and that one is coming in. Okay. So I've got 5 planes to grapple with at the moment. Let me just check how long it takes. I think it is fairly close to real time, because I've been streaming this for about 25 minutes or so. 25 minutes? About 25 minutes or so, and I'm only finished about 30 minutes of the in-game time, so... You can divert the course if you feel like that's going to cause the current course is going to cause an issue. I don't think it is at this stage, so I'm not too worried. Oops. Tower handoff. He's ready to go.
Inter Air 75, contact tower 118.7. Contact tower 118.7, Inter Air 75.
I always wonder how many people want to be air traffic controllers. Like, it's just one of those jobs that you get the sense that a lot of people might want to do it, but yeah. Because it seems like it'd be a fun job in a way, but also perhaps a very stressful one, I think. Okay, so we'll give that one takeoff approval. We're now up to rank B. So we're not doing too bad a job at the moment. And we've got another plane coming in. That's the green one. I don't think it's that plane is back. I think it's a different plane. I don't think they managed to land and then come back so quickly. Departure approval. So that's the one that's currently at the gate. Now it's loaded up with people ready for its flight. And I need to select it for the runway. I might have that one land on the same runway. I might use 22. Yes, I think I'll use 22 to land that plane too. That way I'm keeping them in kind of in a nice steady route. He's turning into the runway. Might actually have him increase speed a bit. So, where do I want this one to take off from? I think I want it to take off from there as well. And perhaps take path B just to be safe. Because I do have planes coming in hot on the runway just above it. I think that one was just taking off, wasn't it? There we go. The little pink one's on its way. Departure handoff. And he should be well and truly gone, so... Tower handoff. I wonder if I do wonder if later levels will have things like weather conditions and wind and things like that to deal with as well, because those are all real world concerns for airlines and airport managers and traffic controllers. So I'm sure they will become a thing that you have to deal with. Like there'll be some runways that you can't use because the wind's too strong or whatever, or it's blowing the wrong direction. Okay, we give that one landing approval. Continue, and this one's about to disappear off my radar completely, having taken off successfully. The seatbelt lights have gone off and they can now move around the cabin. That's that stage. Come on. Taxiing approval. And that's about, there we go. So I've moved up to rank A now. Can I get to rank S? That's the big question. So he's on his way to taxi. It's getting close to landing now. Where's the runway? I'm looking for it. He's got to turn to the left. Oh, there it is. There we go. So no real worries about this one at this stage. All those planes are a long way away. And those ones are in the air. So this is the only one that's on the ground that I need to worry about. It's taxiing around. And this one's about to land. There's the one that's taxiing around just there. I think these might be the last planes I have to manage in this level, which is good. Oh, hang on, this one. Let's see. Let's watch the landing. Here he comes. There we go. Coming in nice and... That's a good photo. Let's take a photo. Snap. Yeah, Sonic. Tower handoff. He's ready to go now. And just about to land. Landed. Nice and safe. Good job, Mr. Pilot. Or Madam Pilot. I think that's the last one that's in the... No, JD. No. This way. There's a crossing there, you see, because that's another runway, I think. So you need to give approval, otherwise. We need to pick where we want him to drop. Let's put him in 9. And give him the taxiing path C. It's a longer one, but it takes them out of the way of the other plane that's on the ground at the moment. Outside, that one's gone. Bye-bye, pink plane. And this is the last plane we need to land today, I think. Now, 31 minutes I've been streaming for, and about 40 minutes so far of the game time. So it is pretty close to real time. Talk about busy job to be an air traffic controller. Think about it, they have to have planes taken off every minute. This is just 7 or 8 planes that I've done. I'm exhausted. Tired now. I'm very, very tired. That's what I wanted to avoid, that plane cutting across the path of the other plane. There was a slight chance, I think, that I could have done that. There's a boat in the background there. And that boat is moving fast. Very fast moving boat. And this is the last plane that needs to come in to land. It's now starting to do its pathway in, so there we go. And if they don't crash, if it doesn't crash into anything, I will have passed the level, probably getting the S rank, because I'm pretty close. Tower handoff. See, that is a really fast-moving boat. That's the last plane I need to have land, I think, is it? JDS57, yes. Yes. So I just need to hope that those two don't come into contact with each other, but they won't. Landing approval. See, the 2741 will take off before this plane lands. There we go, I got to S rank. So I did it. He's just taxiing his way back to the exit. And take off approval. Get out of here, Mr. Plane. Yeah, I really do like the way that you can watch everything going on around you just by swapping between these planes. It is a little bit chaotic, I guess, an airport would be, but it's aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so he's about to come in to land. 1 minute remaining. I do hope I get to finish watching this. I'd be very disappointed if it just stops and I don't get to see this last plane land and the last plane take off. Coming in, nice and smooth. And that's just about to taxi back. That was a very long taxi that I sent him on. And Air Sonic is taking off. Crossing approval.
Japan Sky 4, 5, 3. Clear the
There we go, finished. So we don't actually get to finish watching the last bits. But there we go. I survived the first stage. Base points, time bonus, landing, 4,000. There we go. 3 stars, S ranking. And that should unlock the next level, you would think. So in that one, you've got to do an hour, 1:30 to 2:30. There are also these ones. There's a sunset one. So you get to, that really is just a visual one I think you get to enjoy. That's a DLC. It was a free DLC, like I said. And then there's this hard one. Rush at, oh, that's a busy one that you need to manage. I'm not going to do hard because I'm not ready for it yet. So I'll just go back to operation. Yeah, let's jump into this one. See if it's slightly different, yeah? There is wind direction, so you do need to take account of that. It may cause some runways to be unavailable, so there you go. That does become something you need to account for. Just loading up, and we'll be on our way. Right. So first up, we've got a plane coming into land. Park all airports without stopping. Okay, so let's have that one landing in on 34 again. I do think I like 34 as the landing runway. Haha. 420, no, 34. 34 is the landing runway. Japan Skylink. It's got a long way to come yet. Actually, I probably should have landed at another one because that is a long path for it to travel on. Oh well. It is what it is. We'll probably cause a crash this time. I'll probably make some stupid mistake and have 2 planes collide with one another. So we haven't got much else to do, just to wait for the next plane to pop up. In the meantime, we'll just watch the Japan Skylink slowly cruise its way in. I mean, it looks slow. It's obviously moving fast, but it looks slow. I hope they're enjoying their in-flight menu and film. One of the things I do like about flying, especially Japanese airlines, ANA, if you ever get a chance to fly it, do so. The range of films they have is actually really good these days. In fact, before Netflix started to get a lot of Japanese films on it, it was the flights where I watched a lot of Japanese films because a lot of stuff wasn't kind of released otherwise. And some of the favourite films that I've ever seen, I actually only ever had the chance to watch on the ANA flight. So yes, if you ever get a chance, fly ANA and enjoy the entertainment system.
Japan Sky 500, continue approach.
This is a very slow start to the level, but you can see the plane on the radar now. You can switch between radars there. Just tuning in and relaxing, having a nice chat. I'm sure it's going to pick up quickly enough. It did get a little bit hectic towards the end of the last level when I had 3 planes arriving and 3 planes departing at the same time. And that was just easy mode, so... I don't know how many levels are in this game. I'm only unlocking the levels one at a time, so I just don't know. I'm hoping that there's some decent meat to it. And you've got easy, medium, and hard levels, and some of those won't be so easy to finish. Okay, here we go. Finally, another plane's shown up. That plane is... It looks like a Chinese plane, is it? Can't read that text. So we'll need to select a runway for it soon enough. It's coming from the south. So we actually have planes coming in from two different directions, which does complicate things a little bit. Need to select the route. I think I'm going to have it come in there. Runway 34. I'm going to have to reduce the speed of this plane, I think, if I can. Because they're going to be using the same runway. And he's coming in a little bit... It's going to be tight, is the point. It's going to be tight. Let me slow you down, mate. Reduce speed.
Japan Sky 500, reduce speed 2230.
I hope I've made the right decision there. Oh, this is actually close. I'm nervous now. First plane on the ground. That's an air Sonic. I need you to increase speed, mate. I need you to rush in as quickly as you can. I think I made a mistake. I think. Keep increasing speed. No! Oh no! Now I've really screwed things up. Yeah, they're going to crash. They are definitely going to crash. I'm going to have to put that one on a detour. Oh, this is a nightmare. So I would not be a very good air traffic controller, I believe. I'm going to try and reduce his speed again.
Japan Sky 500, reduce speed 2240.
I don't know what I'm doing even. I'm just screwing up completely. See, where's the other plane in the air? That's on the ground. Where's the other plane in the air? Is that one. This is the concern. I'll increase the speed of this plane. I might just sneak through. If I reduce his speed a little bit further, it's going to be tight. It's definitely going to be tight. Reduce his speed just a little bit further. There they are. The two planes competing for the air, the runway. And this one's ready to go.
Air Sonic 416, Tokyo Delivery, clear to Osaka International Airport via Linux 2 departure, flight 1 route.
Oh, dearie me.
170, scope 23.
Please, please, please don't crash. I think I might have just got away with it. Perhaps. Because that's coming in nice and hot. And he's ready to land. Oh. Don't crash. Please, 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 please. I'm begging. One. So I'll have that one take off from that runway and take the shortest taxiway possible. Tower handoff. It's possible. It's possible they're going to land in approval. They're just going to come in right behind one another. It depends how quickly I can get one plane off, I guess, off the runway. And I could send him on a lap around, but that's just going to take time. So I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. Because if he does a whole lap around, then he's just going to be in the air forever, and that'll make it more difficult for me in the future with the next round of planes that come in. I'd rather not. Just depends on how quickly this one can land. They're chasing each other, you see. They're chasing. If I get away with this, I'll be very happy with myself. I'll claim that I meant to do it all along. Oh, we've got another plane that's getting ready to go. Another Skylink. There are the two planes coming in. I need to take that to maintenance, I think, actually. So rather than actually taking off, this plane is just going to some maintenance. Alright, so this plane's about to land. And I need to get this one off the runway as quickly as possible. Instantly, if I can. Come on, come on, come on. Let me taxi him off. That one. Yeah, I should go. I think I got away with it. That's off to get repaired. Or treated or whatever. I think it's just maintenance, so I'll wash down. Good. Good, good. So we want this one to go there. Just nice and quickly. To 106. Yeah. And that one landed as well. Now I'll have him go off that way. So they actually go in different directions to different terminals. We've got another plane. This one's ready to take off now. That one's on its way to be repaired, and this is the next plane to take off. Where will I send this one? I'll send this one to 17, I think. What's the quickest way to get there? Taxi Route A. Take off approval. Off you go, mate. Yep, so that one's out of the way now. It's been taxied across to maintenance, and then the other plane will just slip in behind it. And that little bit of that bit of nervousness I gave myself, that moment of panic, has passed. I survived that. So now that's taxiing in, and so is that. Everybody survived. Take a photo of that. That's a pretty shot. And we get to watch this plane take off, I believe. Yep, he's about to take off. So that's the first 15 minutes of this mission, which was an hour long, remember? Which would mean it'll take about 40 minutes, I would think, here in the stream. And off he goes. A little bit more than 15 minutes. And they're away. So this one now has departure approval.
Canton Air 308 Tokyo Debye cleared to Hong Kong Airport via Ninox.
That one's about to be towed into the maintenance facility, which is that. Nice big warehouse there.
102 read back.
And that one's safe. And departure handoff. Off you go. They're just about in, and that's actually in, and they're embarking. Cool. So I wonder what comes next. What do I have to deal with next time? I have to get this one off the ground. So I'll need to pick its route. There we go. I want it to... Oh, that's a different... That's different because it's starting in a different spot last time. That's a long... There's only 3 runways available to me. I'll get it to go off that one, I think. So it's going to go... What's the best way to go? Take off A. And we've got another... Oh, that's that plane. So I'm using 37L now to have a plane take off. And it'll be taken off to the south. This one. I have to remember that for whatever plane comes in next. I assume another plane will come in to land soon enough. I really love this game. It's just, I love this game so much. It's great. I'm so happy it got localized into, or released in the West, because it was already available in Japan, and it did have English in it, but you had to buy it off the eShop, the Japanese eShop, obviously. We've got another colourful plane getting ready to take off. That one's well and truly gone. This one's being taxied out now. Taxiing approval, off it goes. I have to remember that I am playing both of these missions that I've played on the stream today are the easy ones. It will get more difficult. And if it's like the previous air traffic control games that I've played, not only does it get more difficult, it gets really more difficult. So if you do like your challenge, if you like that, this is a very puzzle-like game at the higher level difficulties, and you'll definitely get that as well. Nice slow taxiing. We haven't had many planes arrive yet. I'm sure some more will come to complicate the situation soon. It's nearly gone. This is the other one that's about to take off. Just loading it with people and bags. For now. So we're at nearly a halfway point in this mission. Quite a lengthy one.
Passengers on this flight, please proceed to the boarding.
He's out flying over the ocean. Must be going to somewhere overseas.
Request clearance to Kita-Kyushu Airport, flight level 200.
There we go. Departure approval.
Inter
People are on. We're ready to go
Tokyo
there.
Bay, cleared to Kita-Kyushu Airport via Vamos 2 departure. Flight plan route. Maintain flight level 200. Scope 2317. Read back.
Cleared to Kita-Kyushu Airport via Vamos 2 departure. Flight
Come
plan route.
on.
Maintain flight level 200. Squawk 2317.
Give me something to do. This mission is much slower, even than the last one.
Read back is correct.
Because there's just no planes coming into land.
Push back.
Seems to be much more focused on those taking off.
When ready for pushback.
I'm nearly good past the basic, the lowest level. I nearly got my C rank. Okay. So, you can have that one take off from there, or there, or there. I think we will stick with this one. Yes. And I'll take him on that taxi route. This one's getting close to taking off anyway, so there won't be any risk of those crashing. They're using the same runway, but yeah, significantly different times. I handed that one off, so
Contact tower 118.7. Contact tower 118.7. Canton Air 3084. Tokyo Tower, Canton Air 3084. On your frequency.
and that one's out of there now. Off my radar. Takeoff approval. I've cleared the stage. I've got the C ring. Alright, so hopefully it's all smooth running from here on out. I've still got half this mission to go. That's a long mission. It can't be right, because I've already cleared. Hasn't been. Surely. There's a whole lot more stuff to happen yet, and yet I've already cleared it. 30 minutes remaining, so yeah, only halfway through. Oh, finally, we got a plane coming in. Finally. Something to do. So we're giving that one taxiing approval. Once you get to the hang of it, the systems of this game is not really difficult at all. It all makes easy sense. Okay, so we do have a slight problem in that this plane is coming from the south, and the planes are taking off in that same direction. So what we'll do is we will send it to runway 22, and hope the other planes have taken off in time. This one should. It's just taking off now. There it is. That's the thing we need to watch out for, because that plane is going to cross. That plane is going to cross this direction. There's going to be a potential, I guess, for them to crash. Unlikely, I would think. Such elegant things, these planes. Such a fan service game for airplanes, this thing. You know, people who like to take photos of airplanes and stuff, this is definitely a game for you. Again, as simple as it looks, it's actually quite visually pleasing. They've done a good job of capturing the planes. It's the main thing. Let's take a nice photo of that. Soaring in the air. Just make sure this one doesn't come across. Yeah, they're ages away, so I should be fine. It's got a long way to taxi yet, though, so we'll see. It is a fairly roundabout path that we're taking for this one. You can see the path on the radar if you're just wondering what I'm nattering on about as I play. The radar's at the top left, right there. The path that this plane is taking is highlighted in blue, and as you can see, that yellow arrow is pointing directly at the same pathway. But it is turning, I think, yeah. So they'll miss each other completely.
Canton Air 30A4 Tokyo departure. Leader contact. Fly heading 2A0. 4 vector to Nirox. Comply with restriction.
And that one should, yeah, there we go. They'll miss each other completely. So orange dot here. Yellow arrow there is on that flight path. Actually, it's a different one. Not quite sure what flight path this one is planning on taking. Still taxiing out. Long taxi for that one, actually. But nearly there. In fact, by the time this one takes off, the other plane should have moved out of the way anyway. So I should be fine. What I will do... Oh no, keep that one's course. I was hoping I would be able to speed it up, but no, I can't do that yet. Tower handoff. Next step in the process. That means that it's just about to take off.
Contact tower 118.7 enter air 904. Tokyo tower enter air 904 on your frequency. Tower enter air 904. Request cross runway.
I have to give that crossing approval, because there is a crossing there.
Cleared cross runway enter air.
It's two runways side by side, you see. Or just roads. I don't know. I don't know. My brain is fried now. Too much concentrating on all these different things that I need to juggle. So I can increase the speed, which I will do. Come in a little bit faster. Just in case another plane comes in from the north or something and I need to have them land on the same runway, I'll have him get as close as possible. As quickly as possible.
Tokyo tower enter air.
Here we go.
Ready for departure.
I believe that's the runway there. Yeah, that's the runway there. So he's just going to turn in and he's going to turn in again, and I've given him takeoff approval. Oh, here we go. We've got another plane coming in now. Another one from the south. Oh, that's a nice plane design. I like that. Great Britain Airways. GBA. Okay. Now, I'm going to have it use the same runway, I think. Is this one. They're both going to the same runway because they're on the same flight path, you see.
Heading 70 Victor to final approach course. Descent and maintain 10,000.
That's the other one there. You can see the two planes back to back. He's nearly gone completely out of the way. I won't have to deal with him at all anymore in a second. There we go. Outside operational area. That's him finished, and I am now ranked B. So I'm getting close to Finishing this without a mistake. And that one's off to take off. There's the Great Britain Airways plane coming in. Just appeared on the radar. We're off. Okie dokie. Now that plane's getting nice and close to the airport now. Just watching the other one take off. I like taking screenshots. I just love taking screenshots as I play this game. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. Take our tower handover and departure handoff. There we go. 2 good tasks in a row done. Oh, I can't wait to travel back to Japan. I really miss Japan. I haven't been since COVID started. I used to go twice per year. And this game is making me homesick. Homesick for Japan. Oh, we got another plane coming in. Where's this one? Oh, no, sorry, taking off. That's an interesting design. I like that. Metallic. I think that's America, isn't it? Yeah. That is an American airline. And we've given this one landing approval because it's nice and close. That one's in the air now. Out of the way. I hope out of the way. I do hope out of the way. Yeah, out of the way. So Great Britain Airlines can come in. I wonder how many planes there are, actually. I wonder how many different airlines this game has plugged into it. They're all fictitious airlines, of course. It's not licensed to any airway. Although that would be interesting. It'd be great to see if somebody could go out there and get a license for all the various airlines and make a super realistic airport management sim. I'd love that. But probably a waste of money for something that'll sell like 10 copies. I'm under no illusions that that there are not going to be many people that watch this stream or even look into buying the game. It's just that niche. But for those 2 of you out there, it's great. This game gives you exactly what you're looking for. Oh, it's coming into the runway now. Should land in a second. Here it is. Wheels are out, preparing for landing. Might get him to also increase his speed since... Since there's no reason not to. Still loading people up, and that one is well and truly out of the way. This one's flying to Vancouver. There, I've just noticed down the bottom right, it actually tells you where the plane is heading to. Vancouver. American Atlantic Airlines is the full name of that airline. Departure approval. That one came from Fukuoka, and that one came from Helsinki. So that's a domestic plane, Fukuoka. Safely landed. So I'll get to pick where it kind of gets off the runway now. Okay, let's get it off as quickly as possible. Especially with the big plane coming in, nice and hot. And now I get to pick the runway for it. So, where do I want it to take off from? Not that one, because that's where my other plane's coming in. So I'm actually going to send it down to the bottom here. I think it's probably safest. Yeah, this one. It's a longer taxi, but actually it's safe. Because, yeah, I'm using the other one for landing. So I'll have this one land maybe 55. And we'll taxi him in that way. Tower handoff. Coming into land. We've got another plane that just is getting peopled up at the moment. It's another domestic to Miyazaki. Yep. Small plane. It's taxiing finally, and that one's gone. And that one's about to take off. I mean, sorry, land. This one's about to... This one is about to taxi over to the... to the terminal so it can unload people. This one's about to land. Landing approval. And I've hit A rank. Good stuff. So now I've just got to get to S rank in the next 10 minutes. 10 minutes of in-game time to get to that S rank. Wonder if it was a mistake to send this one to that really long... Because that's a long taxi and I'm not going to get points from it while it's doing its taxiing thing. So, yeah. Maybe a mistake. Might cost me that S rank now. I think. Because we probably won't see that plane take off now. So it's coming in for its landing now. It's just doing that last turn that it needs to. So actually, because this one was quite slow paced, you needed to be really efficient with how you picked up points in this mission. And I'm not sure I did it. So 10 minutes to go. I've still got quite a while to go to get to that S rank. I may have been not efficient enough, actually, somewhere. I'll have to look back and figure out that. But yeah, possibly that's the problem that I had.
J Domest 51 Tokyo delivery cleared to Miyazaki Airport via Minox 2 departure. Flight plan route. Maintain flight level.
It's taxiing along. It's got a long taxi itself to get to its terminal. But it's out of the way of everybody. So this one's just about to land. Coming in, nice and hot. See, there's the other one taxiing back to the terminal now. Just landed a second ago. Oh. Need to pick the runway. Let's have this one take off from that runway, and we'll have it take the quickest route. Oh, no, 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 no! Uh-oh. I now hope the clock ticks down, because I just sent that one straight into the pathway of another plane. Whoops, that was bad. There we go. In my haste, I made a horrible mistake. Yeah, see? This one is taxiing that way, and this one is taxiing straight into... You can see the arrows there. That's the yellow arrow, that's the way that plane is going, and then as I click down here, it's going to go right into it. Shoot. Okay, so this one's out of the way, thank goodness. I'll send this one to 142 and give it the shortest pathway possible. That's nice and quick for it. Oh, this one's just about actually at the takeoff point. I'll be able to give it tower handoff. I mean, it's not the end of the world that other one's going to cross pass. I just need to hold it for just a little bit. Just a couple of seconds, really. Because it hasn't even moved yet. Yeah, see, I just need to make it stand by just a little bit. Give that one crossing approval. Just need to stand by for just a couple of moments, just so... Just stand by a little bit longer. Just so this one can finish its taxi. One more standby. Just to be safe. Not ideal. I did waste some time. That was the least efficient thing I've done so far in playing this stream. That was a real mistake, putting them in paths of one another. Alright, should be safe now. Give him taxiing approval. He'll be on his way. And I've got 5 minutes left to get those last couple of points to get the S rank. Does he get a chance to take off? If he can take off, then I'll be right. No, still got ages to taxi. I don't think I'm going to get the S rank. Oh, thanks very much for watching the stream. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and it was relaxing. It's a little bit more relaxing to watch than play, perhaps, but yeah, I really enjoyed playing it. I highly recommend you check it out when you get a chance. And yeah, thanks for joining the stream there, Silariana. I pronounced that badly, I'm sorry. So let's just make sure, yeah, no, not going to taxi into one another now. Out of the way. Oh, good, I made the S rank. Because one got to the terminal. So with about 2 minutes to spare, I did make it. And then some. Wonder if this one's actually going to take off before the time runs out. Probably not. That was a long taxi. Really, really long taxi. And this one's on its way now. We won't see that one take off, obviously, but it won't crash into the other planes, so I won't accidentally game over it with 1 minute to spare. Because that's the thing. I mean, if you do game over it that quickly... oh, nice. You can actually change the viewpoint too, which I did not realize till just then. You can actually change different angles. I like just watching the planes though, I must admit. Where is it? Where's my plane view? There we go. Plane view. Still taxiing. That might be the runway there, actually. Just getting there now. Doesn't matter, I got my S rank, so that's all that matters. No, actually, he's got ages to taxi yet. Because that's just to a bridge. You can see it, like, in the map there. Pull it up. Yeah, see, that's how much he's still got to taxi. There we go. So just ticking down the time, waiting for the clock to clear. Tick, 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 tick. Finish. There we go. So, I scraped through that one. I had a couple of pretty stupid mistakes, I think. If I replayed it, I would probably be able to get a better score, I would think. But it doesn't matter. S rank is the best you can do. I've leveled up now, as you can see there. So, with the level up, I'm now rookie to general. So I've got additional viewpoints I've unlocked. That's the reward you get. Different camera angles. And I should have unlocked the next level, which I believe is another easy. Yep. Another easy. But this one, it starts to get busy. See, as you can see at the stage info there, busy mornings at Haneda Airport. Control more aircrafts in less time. Take advantage of viewpoints to get an overview for the airport. Sure. Yeah. So that one's going to start to get busier, which is good. But I'm not going to do that because these are very long levels to play through, and this has been a fairly lengthy stream. So I hope that was interesting to everybody. I love this game. I know it's very niche, but it's great. I'm really glad it came out last week. So it is on Switch. I haven't got a review on digitallydownloaded.net yet because obviously I've only just started playing it. I'll continue to play it through the weekend and get something up probably early next week. But in the meantime, thank you very much everybody for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. Play lots of games and we'll see you next time.